Although the carnival had been over for about a week, Queen's Park was looking as lovely as ever. This is the setup at Laurel Bank Park. It was their 70th birthday, and here's the celebration birthday cake. The Ferris wheel, the fireworks, the dray they used to use, Spring Bluff Railway, and then I went on up to Dalby. Just look at the grass. From there I went out to Jimbaugh Station. This is the homestead, and this is the outlook from it over the station. From there I went to Toowoomba to Judd's Lagoon, a lovely camping area, plenty of room and all the facilities you could want. This is what the lagoon should look like, but this is the reality. It was the same story at the Roma Bush Gardens. Look at the reality there. But at least there's some water in it, and there's also some pelicans on the other side. Roma is very much a centre for oil and gas exploration. In October 1900 they were desperate for water, and while they were drilling the unexpected happened. It gave them a hell of a fright. Heading north again on the way up to Mitchell. So much roadkill, and even the cactus is wilting. Morven was an interesting little town with a good example of the huts made out of kerosene tins that they used to build in the Depression. The trees are all wilting. Colourful Charlieville. This was one of the highlights of the whole trip. Then I went on to see the wallabies at the Parks and Wildlife Centre. Drove on to Augathella and got stuck in bull dust while I was looking for a shady spot for lunch. On to Blackall, colourful signs. The Black Stump and beyond. and also the big merino. Called in, and then at Longreach, the Qantas Museum, the School of the Air and the Stockman's Hall of Fame. Spent the night at a nice shady camp at Jericho, then went on to Comet to film the Dig Tree. This is a replacement. The original is rather too worn, looking the worse for wear. Lunch in the park at Rockhampton, then I drove out to Yeppoon, but still too hot. Nice cool campsite next to the Boyne River. I spent 3 days with Nairi on Bribie Island and then went on to Bowenville. What a lovely camp. There's acres of it, about 4 kilometres out of town. You don't have to be close to anybody unless you want to be. All the facilities are here, even a river down below. Plenty of water and toilets. There's so much room here, I almost lost my little van, the baby of the bunch. Nice little shelter in case the weather's not as good as it is at the moment.
There's my little pop top away down there, the baby of the bunch. And a stone's throw away is the river. Yeah, well, in Australia they call this a river.
Just leaving Toowoomba now and heading towards Warwick. This is what the countryside looks like, looking towards the east. When I got to Warwick, I found that the town was full of people for a rodeo, so headed for the waterfalls. The track was completely unformed, and when I got here, I turned back. I tried this one, but the pictures were far better than the reality, so I didn't go far down below. This little fellow came to welcome me to Bluff Rock and then on to Glen Innes. Did a thorough recce here with a view to coming back for the Celtic Festival. That will be held at the end of April. I drove on to Ebor Falls, where I had lunch and went for a walk.
This is the upper Ebor Falls.
The outlook was very smoky as the bushfires had started. Drove through Bellingen and went on to the riverbank at Urunga. That's where I stopped for several hours and did some chores, washing, etc. On to Grafton to catch the last few days of the Jacaranda Festival. Drove on to Maclean, spent the night down by the river at the showgrounds and then took in the sights. This is the Scottish Cairn.